If you don't have an offer suite that converts, which is marketing speak for making sales, you don't have a business. Your offer suite is the beating heart of your business. If you don't have it, you are not going to be in business for long. You essentially have a hobby. And so, what I want you to do is stop tinkering on Canva, stop looking at the latest shiny marketing strategy, and actually focus on what matters most and making sure that you have that sorted in a way that aligns with your chosen end game as an online business owner before you focus on anything else. I'm going to show you and help you to do that. We are going to go through how to put together an offer suite that not only converts, but has people beating down your door saying, "Hey, can I give you my money?" And the only three offers that any online business owner actually needs inside of their business. I am coming at this from the perspective of someone that has a lifestyle business, which is a business that doesn't want to scale to the moon, that isn't shooting for multi millions of dollars in revenue, lots of complexity, a big team, and scale. Instead, I'm talking from the perspective of someone that wants a small business that is giving me everything that I could possibly want as a founder, that is serving deeply, but that isn't stressing me out, that doesn't have a lot of complexity, and that doesn't require me to work all of the hours and energetically burn myself out to deliver. So, if that's the business that you want, that you desire, and you want to know how I go about structuring an offer suite with that end game in mind, you're going to love this. So, I want to talk first and foremost about why I recommend a simple, streamlined offer suite. I see a lot of businesses out there, especially a couple of years ago, there was this real trend going on in the online business space where people would come out with offer after offer after offer. And I used to feel a little bit stressed out just looking at them creating all of those offers. It is kind of like the hard work forever way of running a business. I am much more a proponent of what I call the hard work once model, where you do hard work to get your offer up and running, where you make sure that it is refined and streamlined and incredible. And then you keep offering that offer to people rather than needing to constantly create new offers, getting on what I call the offer hamster wheel and never really knowing how to get off. So, the reason why I'm such a proponent for a simple and streamlined offer suite is because number one, more offers equals more complexity. I want you to think of every offer that you create inside of your business as a little mini business in and of itself, because ultimately it is. You might just think, "Oh, I'm just going to create this little thing over here." But actually, that little thing requires you to conceptualize the offer. It requires you to create the offer. It requires you to create sales and marketing assets for the offer. It requires you to sell that offer and promote it. Every single offer has so many different components, many of which we don't actually think about at the outset when we go to create it. So, for every offer that you introduce into your business, you're essentially saying yes to adding more complexity into the way that your business is run. Now, that obviously creates more work for you as a founder. And what it generally is going to mean is that you're going to need more back-end processes to service it. You might end up needing more team members in order to deliver it with excellence. And it is going to end up, the more offers that you create, building a certain type of business. Now, you just need to make sure that you doing that is actually leading you to the type of business that you ultimately want to run. Do you want a business with a lot of moving parts? Do you want to ultimately hire a big team? Do you want to try and wrap your arms around 5 or 6 or 10 different offers and try to deliver them all well? You can try and do that, but ultimately, a lot of the time, something ends up slipping through the cracks, or you, as the founder, break because you can't actually wrap your hands around all of it. The second reason why I'm not a proponent of a lot of different offers and why I really advocate for a simple, aligned, and small and mighty offer suite is because a confused customer walks away. So often when we go in and we create an offer and then we create another one and then we create another one, We don't actually do it with a bird's eye view of how all of those offers fit together and how they may actually look from an outsider's perspective of a customer coming in, maybe browsing your website, looking at what you have available and seeing how simple to understand and simple to choose from that offer suite is. A lot of the time, we will just create an offer, create another offer, and it can lead to this Frankenstein offer suite where we have a whole heap of disjointed things. They kind of go together in a weird way, or they don't go together, or one offer cannibalizes another offer because they're too similar. Or there's just simply too much choice, and somebody comes in and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do here. And rather than go through the hard work of making a decision, they go to somebody else that has the exact offer and just one choice for them. On the flip side, if you have a simple, small, and streamlined offer suite where you've intentionally thought about how the offers fit together, maybe one ascends into the next one, and they're very clear in terms of who they're for, where they're at in terms of the continuum of, where you're working with that particular person, it makes it so much easier for a potential customer to come in and to qualify themselves as being right for, one of your one or two or maybe three offers that you have available. Having just a small offer suite, and I'm going to show you in a moment why I think that that should actually be centered around one flagship offer, also makes you known for something. So you actually become the go-to person, the authority, the thought leader in a defined space. And when you have a flagship offer that then kind of channels on from the content you're creating and, the focus that you're putting around that one thing, it is a really simple and beautifully streamlined way to take people from never having heard about you to really quickly knowing what it is that you're known for, what you're the expert in, and then having an offer that is so closely related to that one thing that it's an easy yes for people to go through that entire kind of flow of your business from never having heard about you to knowing what you're known for to ultimately purchasing that thing and working with you. When you try to create a whole lot of different offers, and particularly if you create different offers with different subject matters, so for example, you might be similar to me, marketing thought leader or expert in your space, and you might create an offer on Facebook ads, and then you create another offer on social media marketing, and then you create another offer on email marketing. It diffuses what it is that you're known for. And the test that I like to use for this is if somebody was actually going to refer you for something, what would they say that you're the go-to for? If you're not a go-to for something, and if it isn't an easy kind of flow from that person recommending you into your flagship offer, you're likely leaving money on the table. The fourth reason I'm such a proponent for a simple, aligned offer suite is you don't actually need anything more than that in order to reach your goals as a lifestyle business founder. So, if you want, for example, to earn $1 gazillion and you want to have a big scale business, then fine, take the traditional business advice that will tell you that you need a offer suite with a few different offers so that you can maximize the opportunity for people to work with you. If you're kind of on that, I want to make $1 million or anything under that mark, you don't actually need it. And likely it is going to fragment your focus if you try to go all in on more than just one or two offers. There is a lot of business advice out there that does talk about having several different offers, but usually it is targeted at people that want to scale, not the people that are getting to that $1 million mark and are trying to get and secure product market fit to build the ecosystem, the funnel, the sales system, all of that good stuff around that offer. There is one business book in particular. It is called Ready, Fire, Aim, I think, something along those lines. And his steadfast view inside of that book is that until you get to the $1 million mark, you want to go all in and focus on one offer to get there. Now, if you don't ever really want to go beyond that mark, if that $1 million mark or anything under that is giving you everything that you need as a lifestyle business founder, then you don't actually need to add in the complexity and to add in a really convoluted or complex offer suite with lots of different offers in order to achieve a goal that you don't actually even want. In fact, the opposite is probably going to get you to where you want to go faster because the focus, that laser sharp focus that you're putting into one offer, is going to help with the marketing. It's going to mean that you're going to be able to market better. You're going to be able to deliver it better. It is going to ultimately be a better product. And that laser kind of focus becomes the jet fuel for your growth. So, with all of that said, that is why I am such a big proponent of a simple, aligned offer suite if you are a lifestyle business founder. So, what do I actually even mean by a simple and aligned offer suite? Simply, I mean that the business has just 1 to 3 core offers in its offer suite. Now, when I say a core offer, I mean these are like the central tenets of your business. It doesn't mean that you can never create anything else ever again. Once you have these 3 core offers up and they're rock and rolling and they're doing everything that you want them to do inside of your business, you can play. But that takes time. And a lot of the time we look around and we start to think that we want to, introduce this thing or that thing because we see other people do it before we have these 1 to 3 offers in place. So you're going to focus on 1 to 3 offers in order to get you to whatever your revenue goal is as a lifestyle business founder. What are the 3 offers? I want to be clear here as well that it doesn't need to be 3. It can actually just be 1. But I want to give you some options here in order to maximize your profitability, in order to maximize the opportunity for you to really squeeze the most juice out of your business. But do keep in mind that every offer, like I said, that you create is adding more complexity in your business. Each of these 3 offers that I'm about to talk about do a very specific job, but if you don't need that job done in your business, keep it small, keep it tight. So the first offer and the most important offer is a flagship offer in your business. So this is going to be the offer that you become known for. So you want to be the go-to, the thought leader in one particular niche, and you want your offer to be very, very closely aligned, the exact same, in fact, as whatever that thing is. So that offer could be high ticket, it could be low ticket. The pricing model doesn't actually matter, only to say that the other offers that I'm going to talk about will be impacted by the pricing model that you choose for that core flagship offer. But that flagship offer is going to be the thing that is the main revenue driver inside of your business. So all roads ultimately will lead to that offer, whether it's a $2,000 digital course, whether it's a $300, mini digital product, for example, whether it's a $10,000 high ticket group coaching offer. Your actual choice of what you select within that range is going to have an impact on how your days roll out. Obviously, if you have a high ticket offer, you're going to spend a lot of time in delivery, whereas if you have a lower ticket offer, you need more leads, so you're going to spend a lot more time in the marketing of it. But you're going to choose one offer, and that is going to have a specific and defined transformation, being a specific result that you deliver for people. And your all-in focus is on making that transformation as attainable for people as possible, because you want to get great testimonials, and then building a sales system and infrastructure around that flagship offer so that you have a consistent, steady stream of leads that are converting at a consistent and reliable percentage rate that then gives you the type of secure and sustainable business that is going to set you up for the long term. Now, you want to create this offer first because it is the engine of your business. It ultimately becomes your business. You also want to make sure that you have your all-in focus on this until it's doing what you want it to do. It can be really tempting to want to come in and launch it the first time and you get a result that you're happy with or you're not happy with. And, then for whatever reason, you move on to the next thing because you feel like it didn't do as well as it could have and you move on to the next thing. Or because you feel like it did really well and then you go on to the next thing so that could do really well. But actually, the name of the game is to get it out there, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But then you want to refine and refine and refine and refine until it is a well oiled machine. So that is the first, can be the only, and the most important offer in your offer suite. The second offer in this 3-part offer suite that doesn't have to be a 3-part offer suite, but if you want to add it in, is what is called an entry offer. So an entry offer does one specific job. It introduces people that haven't really heard about you before. They're coming in cold to you and to your business as kind of a jumping off point into your core offer. An entry offer is an offer that is usually priced at a relatively low price point as compared to that core flagship offer. So, for example, if you have a high ticket flagship offer, let's say it's a $5,000 program, you might have an entry offer that might be around that $300 mark. But if, for example, you have a $1,000 digital course as your flagship offer, it might instead be a much lower price point. So the price point of the entry offer will be informed by, number one, the price point of the flagship offer, but number two, the job that you want the entry offer to do in terms of where you're actually introducing that entry offer to people. So here is what I mean by that. There are 2 subtypes of entry offers. So number one is that traditional entry offer. And so basically that is an offer that is a standalone offer in your offer suite that you make to people first up. So for example, you might be a bookkeeper and you have a productized service, for example, where you offer bookkeeping services to people. You might have as an entry offer the opportunity for somebody to purchase maybe for $500 an audit of their current bookkeeping. And you might say, I'm going to guarantee that you can secure at least $500 in savings based on what the audit will tell you. And so, for example, if the audit says, yep, okay, I can save you at least $500, you might say, okay, well, you can apply the $500 that you paid for that entry offer to our core flagship offer, so it ascends really effortlessly in, or we'll give you the $500 back. And so it becomes a bit of a no-brainer for people. It's kind of like a taster of what it's like to work with you and offers them the opportunity to ascend into that flagship offer if it is the right fit. So that is an entry offer. It is just a taste of what it's like to work with you. It will solve a very specific problem that's usually kind of like the precursor to the main problem, and it sits as a standalone offer in your offer suite. The second type of entry offer there is what I call an audience offer. So this is also called SLO funnels, if you have heard of that before in marketing speak, self-liquidating offer funnel. But basically, the job of an audience offer is to be priced at around that $27 to $47 mark usually. And the job that it does is that it allows you to run paid advertising directly to that offer or to a lead magnet with that offer on the thank you page. And the money that is made from selling that offer either offsets or fully funds your marketing spend. Now, usually there is a lot of complexity around these particular offers. I have an offer called Paid to Grow where I teach this full funnel. But basically what it does is you have that core audience offer, which is, say $27. Then when somebody goes through and they go to purchase, there's an order bump at the checkout, which is maybe a $17 order bump. It's like a do you want fries with that offer? And then on the thank you page, there is an upsell, sometimes multiple upsells to get the average order value of that sale up. And so what that means is that the original price point might be $27, but because some of the people take the other offers, it might bring it up to $47, $57. Our average order value at one point for our offer was around that $80 mark. And so what that does is it gets it to the point that it's offsetting your ad spend, and it basically makes your marketing free, which is so cool. And those offers are working really well at the moment. They generally seem to kind of go up and down based on how effective they are with whatever is going on with Meta and Facebook advertising at the time. But they are working really well at the moment. So they are the different types of entry offer that you can consider. And really pricing is a lever when it comes to these offers. If you want it to be a traditional entry offer, it would generally be priced higher than the audience offer price point of that $27 to $47. And the reason for that is that you're running direct ads to that audience offer. And so people are coming in, they don't know you from a bar of soap. And so they actually need to trust you, and that trust isn't really there. It's not built yet. And so you're going in at a lower price point with that in mind. It doesn't mean that the offer is less valuable. You're just using pricing as a strategic lever. Now, the third offer inside of your 3-part offer suite is what I call an anchor offer. Now, this is an entirely optional offer. The job that this particular offer does is that it increases the profitability of your business. It is not, to be really clear, an offer that just becomes another flagship offer where you're driving people to it just as much as you would your flagship offer. That then becomes another core flagship offer, and it can add to complexity and confusion. Instead, what you're doing with an anchor offer is you are making the most of the leads that you already have in your ecosystem. So an anchor offer will sit on top of a flagship offer in terms of pricing, and it can take a number of different forms. Usually, what it is going to be is an opportunity to potentially work with you in a less scalable way than whatever your core flagship offer is, or with a higher value transformation than your core flagship offer. So it can take a number of different forms. So, for example, you might have a $3,000 group coaching program, and you don't work with people in a one-on-one capacity inside of that program. It might have a specific transformation where, for example, you are helping women to fall pregnant naturally, right? And so then you might also offer the opportunity to have one-on-one consulting with you in a VIP day container, or it might be a certain package, whatever it is, but it's much less scalable in terms of it's that one-on-one time, and therefore the value goes up. It is the same transformation that you're helping people with. It might be to help women to fall pregnant naturally, but it is in a less scalable and therefore more valuable way. Now, the other way that you could structure an anchor offer is that you're helping people with the next problem that comes up after the problem that you help them solve in the container of your flagship offer is solved. So, for example, I used to have a program where I helped people to create their digital course in a high-touch group coaching container. Once people had gone through validating their online course and then launching their online course, have the opportunity for a different container that is helping people to scale their online course. So it is a higher value transformation. I didn't actually go ahead with that offer in the end, but it's a really good example of how those two things fit together. And it could either be that the value of the transformation is higher in and of itself, or it could also include less scalable elements. Now, the real benefit of having an anchor offer in your business is that usually the income from that anchor offer, as long as there's not a lot of delivery cost in there, usually is pretty much all profit, because you're not paying anything additional for marketing. You already have the leads, you're already serving the clients. Hopefully you are serving them well, and therefore they want to work with you for longer or with more intimacy or on a deeper level, or to solve the next level problem in their kind of journey. And so that anchor offer offers the opportunity to do that without needing additional marketing, without needing more leads, and without needing more complexity. So they are the 3 offers that I recommend in a simple and aligned offer suite that you can kind of go through and ideally map out right at the beginning of your journey so that you have a bird's eye view of how they all work together. So how do you actually go about mapping out those offers? How do you make sure that they flow really seamlessly into one another? Let's cover that now. So when putting together your offer suite, the very most important thing that you want to think about is making sure that you're doing it in the right order. So what a lot of people do is they do things the wrong way around. They will decide on the niche that they are going to serve. Then they will put together an offer, and then they will go and try and find a market that wants to buy the offer. And this is what I call the flop formula. I teach this inside of my Create and Validate offer design course. because it is basically getting people to, or trying to get people to be forced into buying what it is that you already have to sell. So, a good example of this is, let's say, for example, you help people with podcasting. So, me, for example, I have a podcasting course. If I was to use the flop formula, I would have my niche, and the vehicle within that niche is podcasting. I would then put together the offer suite and I would say, I help people to start a podcast. And then I would go out to market and say, hey, do you want to start a podcast? I've got a course on how to start a podcast. So it's actually kind of like going in with a little bit of like color blindness or offer blindness, because you're not actually thinking about what the market wants and needs, and then putting together an offer that is going to give them that. So the better way to go about mapping out an offer suite is, number one, to be clear on your niche. So you want to be clear on who it is that, or what it is that I'm delivering in terms of my vehicle. So let's say, podcasting is the example that I have here. And usually, people will come in already with a skill or expertise in something. And so they've got to find, a way to sell that thing in the best possible way. But then rather than going straight into developing or mapping out an offer suite, instead, looking for a market that has a problem that that niche can solve. So, for example, let's say you have that podcasting course. What you would want to do is make a list of all of the people that have a problem that podcasting could potentially solve. So, for example, you might think about people that in really competitive landscapes. So, for example, real estate agents, they're competing against a lot of other real estate agents. And one of the things that podcasting does really well is it builds your authority and your thought leadership. And so what that does is allows you to stand out against, the pack. It allows you to compete in a sea of same because you become the micro celebrity. It does all of these beautiful things. And so you could then position that as solving the problem of, struggling to get market appraisals, competing on price, having to cut your commissions down as a real estate agent. And you could say, okay, well, podcasting then is solving that particular problem. And so using that approach, it would be, okay, so the niche, the vehicle within that niche is podcasting. The market is they're struggling to get appraisals. They're in a really competitive, they're real estate agents in a really competitive space. They're competing on their commissions. They're getting cut down. And so then you come in with the offer positioned at the problem. And so the problem is, okay, well, all of the things that I just said. So podcasting then becomes a way to become the micro celebrity real estate agent, never get cut down on commissions, and always be the first choice without needing a listing presentation. So see how that is so specific to real estate agents. It's solving a problem that they have. They're walking around thinking about their problem. They're not thinking about podcasting. Right? And so when you're mapping out your offer suite, that's the way that you want to think about it. You want to go through and think about, okay, what jobs do I need done in my business? Do I want to have an entry offer, that does the job of introducing people to me? I'm definitely going to have that flagship offer. And then do I want to have an anchor offer? Now, if you're not sure at the moment, if you're just starting out, I still recommend that you kind of like map this out with those three offers in mind, so that if you decide that later on down the track you do want to create something else, you've already got like an aligned way. You've already pre-mapped out how that could look, so it's not haphazard and you're just tacking something on later. And so what you want to think about for each of the offers is, what is the problem that each of those offers solve? So you've got your niche, what it is that you actually do. And then what is the problem that each of the offers within that offer suite are going to solve? So with the entry offer, generally what that is going to do is it is going to solve a specific and defined problem that is going to lead people to be ready for your flagship offer. So you're not scrimping on value here, but equally you're not cannibalizing your core offer by providing so much value in pretty much the same space as your core offer that people are like, I don't actually really need that anymore. I'm satiated, right? There is an art and a science to that process. But what you want to think about is, what is the first hurdle that somebody might go through when they are on the journey to being someone that needs your flagship offer? So for example, for me, Lifestyle Business School is my flagship offer. I know that one of the first hurdles that people will go through is what business model to actually put together. Do I want to create a digital course or a high ticket program, or, what is it that I actually want to create here? What are my goals? And so I have a entry offer that solves that particular problem. It is called Dream and Design. It is a business model course. But by the end of it, they've got their business model sorted and they need to actually build the thing out. And so they're ready for that core offer. It's almost pre-sold that core offer. So then when you get to your flagship offer, you want to be really clear on, okay, well, they've had that first hurdle solved. Now, what is the problem that I'm solving with that core offer? So you want to be clear on where you're starting and where you're finishing. You don't need to solve everything related to a particular problem in your flagship offer. That is actually a mistake because it can overwhelm people. But you want to be clear on the parameters of where are you starting and where are you ending. So one thing to be clear with a flagship offer is you don't always need to start with beginners, for example. You might say that you have let's use real estate again because it's on my mind. You might be a buyer's agent and you want to teach people, how to become a buyer's agent or how to become a better buyer's agent. So you don't actually need to start at the process or at the point that somebody's thinking about being a buyer's agent. You might actually say, I'm going to elevate my positioning and I'm going to work with established buyer's agents to double their sales. And so that elevates the value of your entire business. It puts you in a different kind of position and you're starting at a different place. So be clear on where it is that you're starting. Then when it comes to your anchor offer, you want to be clear on what it is that you're providing that is higher value than your flagship offer to clearly differentiate the two. Is it going to be more intimacy with you? So, maybe your flagship offer doesn't have one-to-one in it, but your anchor offer does. Is it going to be that it's a different transformation? So using the buyer agency example, is it that your flagship offer is helping new buyers agents and then your anchor offer is helping once they have become a buyer's agent and they've gotten their first listings, they've got a whole new set of problems. And so you're helping them with that. So you want to map out for each of those offers, who are you solving the problem for? Where are they in their journey? And then what is it that you're delivering at each step of that? Each of those steps need to be a full and complete transformation in and of themselves. You want to make sure that they're not cannibalizing each other, and you want to make sure that they're flowing seamlessly from one to another. So there you have it, guys, an Offer Suite MBA in about 40 minutes. I hope that it has been helpful for you. Honestly, when you get your offer right, it makes everything downstream of that so much simpler. Sometimes we obsess over sales pages and marketing tactics and the latest new launch strategy, when actually, if we just made our offers watertight, if we just had a simple, aligned offer suite that is really intentionally designed and that has clear and specific transformations, we don't need a lot of that stuff. We could probably just sell it off a Google sheet. I'm so passionate about offer design, and I hope that this was helpful. Inside of Lifestyle Business School, I have all of the offer design kind of tools, templates, everything that you need to put together your offer suite. There's a course in there called Create and Validate, where we actually go through the process of building that offer suite out, including your entry offer and that flagship offer. So you have those two offers done within 12 weeks. I'll put a link inside of the show notes if you want to check that out. And until next week, thank you so much, and I'll see you then.